And what can we learn as a black community about what happened with the brick lady and how it really set off a firestorm in the black community with one lady telling a bald headed lie about a black man hitting her with a brick. It's really started a major rift in a black community. Like she started a major rift. And it was a lot of think pieces done. A lot of people was upset with black men that look like me, all because a woman decided to tell a lie. What we're gonna do, we're gonna really look into the lies that she told, some of the people that stood with her while she was lying. You know, we gonna look into all of this because from her, the conversation became black men don't protect black women. So what we gonna do is we're gonna get into some videos. We're gonna talk about this brick lady. And what I want y'all to do is make sure y'all like the channel, y'all subscribe to the channel, y'all share it, y'all tell a friend to tell a friend so we can really get this popping over here. So, we're gonna jump into a few videos and we gonna get it popping.
You, a black person, they went so hard against you, a black person. And let's say, hypothetically speaking, you know what I'm saying, whatever they feel, let's say whatever, everything was lie. It's crazy to me how they would go so hard against a black person that they think is a scammer. But you have these white police officers who unalived black children and made $1 million and had a GoFundMe. And they did not bring that energy to these people that hate us. And that's what really upsets me about my people. And I tell this to every single person that has an issue with you, that try to get you shut down. I'm like, how dare y'all come at this black woman? And y'all don't even have the facts.
And y'all,
you got
these police officers. We also say that black people, we love scamming. We talk about scamming all the time. Since when do we have a problem with scamming? Last time I checked, I want black people to scam. They scammed us.
How?
Why do you think they call me Brick Lady? They know my fucking name. You know what I mean? You know my fucking name. Why are you calling me Brick Lady? Because you're trying to dehumanize me.
Right. I was going to say that's the internet. The internet doesn't feel like a real place sometimes.
Yeah. So it's like by calling me Brick Lady, it contributes to the tradition of thingification of black women. You don't make us a person. If you look at the archives, black women have no names in the archives. Why do you think?
How?
I was one of the few black male content creators on this platform that was defending the brick lady. I came at my own brothers on this platform. I've never called out another YouTube creator until the brick lady. And now I feel like I gotta apologize. I feel embarrassed. I got a bunch of egg on my face because apparently that whole thing was a hoax. She's done it before. Looking like she has an allergic reaction. There's no blood. I didn't even see the brick. No police report. The guy who said he saw the thing got called out by his ex-girlfriend. He's not even from the same state. Meanwhile, I'm over here coming down on black men as if the world isn't coming down on us enough. I'm all about accountability, which is why I did what I did. And that's the same reason why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. I was one of the few black...
How?
Why do you think they...
So let me get this straight.
This was a well thought of plan, a diabolical plan.
Olin Douglas is a father, son, and small business owner. But in September, allegations made by 33-year-old Rhoda Osmond nearly put it all at risk.
It caused people who I thought really knew me to kind of betray me.
Douglas says he met her at a club near the Galleria as she wore a mask that only revealed her eyes. He invited her to an after party.
It's as if she was trying to get in some type of conflict.
But says she was aggressive and very intoxicated. They ended up in a car with friends.
She physically didn't start touching me until I asked her to leave. So you got to get out.
Outside the car, Houston police say surveillance video then showed Osmond slapping him in the face before he hit her back.
This was a well.
Man. See, this story is real important because what she did, she started a whole movement. And it really feels like, if I'm just going to be honest, that black women and certain men couldn't wait for this to happen. Because as soon as this happened, it was the story of black men don't protect black women. Black men don't love black women. Then it kind of moved us into, would you rather be caught in the jungle with a black man or a bear? And a lot of sisters, well, I ain't gonna call them sisters. A lot of women chose the bear. So yeah, if you chose the bear, you ain't a sister, for real. And it really opened up a big discussion. Should we really be trying to save? Should we really be trying to protect strangers? Women that we have no relationship to. Women we don't know. Women that could be liars, like a Rhoda Osmond. When we really look at what happened with this brick lady situation, it really started a major rift. And I know me personally, I've talked to other guys. No, you cannot try to come into the defense of random women just because they screaming and yelling help. You can call 911. I would suggest you call 911. But to put your life on the line for a stranger just because it's a female, I wouldn't suggest it. Rhoda Osmond, the brick lady, ain't the first black woman to ever do this. And at the end of the day, a lot of us got children, some people got wives, people who love them. And I don't think it's smart to put your life on the line for a stranger. And the women of today, nah, because you really never know what is up. When we look at this story, a lot of stuff that happened, the actual story, and we're gonna get into it. She initiated a lot of this stuff. We'll find out that she was a scammer. We'll find out she's done this multiple times. It's a saying that says all skin folks ain't kin folks. And me, every black woman ain't a queen. Some of them are the devil. Some of them has taken on the attributes of their oppressors. But we're gonna get into some more video. Hold on, let me get back over here to my TikTokery. Oh, where did it go? Where did it go? I don't know how I lost my spot. I guess I'll go here. There we go. There we go. Hold on. Something's not right. Something is not right. Okay, I got my screen share on, but for some reason, my TikTok ain't playing. Let's see. All right. Yeah, man, this story right here is real crazy, and it's just no matter no matter what we do, no matter what we say, we gotta always we gotta always really just be mindful, of what people are saying, people are doing. But we really gotta be mindful. We gotta be mindful of everything around us. Okay, yeah, we really gotta be mindful of what's around us and what people are saying about us.
You said she was assaulted, therefore all the money he raised is fraud.
I read that article, by the way, and he conveniently left out the part where Brick Lady pretty much changed her entire story multiple times during the investigation.
He told the detective that responded that she was hit in the head with a brick after she refused to give her phone number to a guy on the street.
And was that verified by any of the evidence that detectives looked at?
No, that was not verified.
Harris County prosecutor Keith Houston says surveillance videos from that early September morning show Osmond hitting a man first.
So she's the one who, she was the aggressor?
She was the aggressor, yes.
And it was a water bottle that hit her, not a brick?
He did have a water bottle in his hand, and we think that's what left the mark. Thornton verified with Minneapolis police that there was no assault done at that time. It was completely fictional.
He also conveniently left out the fact that a plastic bottle can't leave that kind of damage behind, well, unless it has like cement or ice in it. But I'm not really here to dunk on bro. That would be too easy. That's not my style. In fact, as surprising as this may be to some, I actually feel a great deal of pity for him. Y'all know me. I've been through my fair share of controversy in the past, right? And
yeah, there's a guy by the name of Conscious Lee. And Conscious Lee, you can see him on TikTok, YouTube, and some other channels. He was going real hard for the Brick Lady. He was, calling all the men liars, was saying that pretty much all the guys that had something to say, all the men that had something to say about the Brick Lady was actually liars and really didn't know what they was talking about. And it was really messed up, and in a lot of ways, I always ask, as black men, do we really even have allies? Do we have allies? Who has our back? Because a lot of times, even as men, and I get it, that's what we taught to do. We'll take someone's side of the story that's totally wrong. We'll go against our own. We will literally go against our own to take off. And she can be lying. But I always say, as black men, do we have allies? Who has our back? So what I'm gonna go do, I'm gonna get back into this video, and I'm gonna let some more of it play, and I'm gonna play video and I'm gonna talk a little bit. I'm gonna play video and I'm gonna talk a little bit. And if you got anything to say, hey, make sure you jump in the comments. You can leave a comment. They'll show up on my screen. We can talk about it. We just here having a conversation. So yeah, let me bring this screen up. But yeah, we just here. We having a conversation, and I want y'all to join in.
Thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
Her name is Rhoda Osmond. Online, she's known as Brick Lady, and her video went viral in 2023. But tonight, she is here in the Harris County Jail after a jury found her guilty of stealing more than $40,000 in a GoFundMe scheme.
This man just hit me in my face with a brick.
The selfie video by Rhoda Osmond got millions of likes, but prosecutors say her claims of a man throwing a brick at her head didn't match the evidence.
She kind of made the couple months that happened my life a living hell.
Olin Douglas is the man she told police threw the brick at her outside a Houston bar in 2023. He never got charged, but she did, after raising more than $42,000 online. Now, more than 2 years later, a jury found Osmond guilty of theft, deceptively raising all that money.
I'm glad that she didn't get away with just being able to lie. It seems like she gets on social media and just manipulates and scams people.
Douglas is happy with the jury's verdict. The judge's sentencing plan Even more so, Osmond will have to spend 90 days in jail, according to prosecutors, and pay full restitution. She'll be on probation for 10 years. Any violations could mean she goes to prison, but on top of that, she can't use social media in that 10-year period.
I'd say it's pretty rare.
Defense attorney Joe Venus isn't connected to the case, but says he's never seen a social media ban as a condition of probation.
If somebody's sophisticated enough with social media to commit a crime using social media, I imagine that it's a pretty big part of her life. So it's going to be difficult for her, but as I remind my clients all the time, probation's supposed to be hard.
Consequences Douglas says he hopes Osmond faces after he received death threats, and the case got the internet's attention.
When this happened, it seemed like the world was loud. She had loud supporters, she had loud fans, and I'm just interested, where are y'all now?
We should note the judgment and final conditions of probation have not yet been signed in this case, but additional hearings have been scheduled when that could happen. Osmond's defense attorney has not responded to multiple requests for comments, but based on records, we know they do plan to appeal this conviction. As for how her head ended up looking the way it did, prosecutors tell me the leading theory shared by a detective during the trial is that Osmond fell and hit her head on a car door frame while intoxicated. And as for all the money, bank records revealed it got spent on trips, spas, and ride shares. Reporting downtown, I'm Bryce Newberry, KPRC 2 News.
And thank you for staying up late with us. We have a great program for you tonight. Don't go anywhere, and we want to thank all of our guests for joining us as well. We begin tonight with a story that had a lot of people talking. The saga, the now infamous Brick Lady. Her claims of being assaulted have turned into quite the scandal. Her real name is Rhoda Osmond. You're looking at her there. You may remember that plea on social media. You may remember when we covered her story last September. Brigitte, you and I were duped too. Yep. We fell for it like a damn fool. She claimed a man threw a brick at her because she wouldn't give him her phone number. But investigators say the attack never happened. Osmond has been...
And the thing is, even when we look at the story of Emmett Till, why is it that if somebody blames a black man, automatically they're guilty? Like you said, he fell for it. A lot of people fell for it. A lot of black people fell for it. And I always say, as a black man, we don't get a benefit of the doubt. No matter if it's black, white, Mexican, Asian, you do not get the benefit of the doubt. You are always guilty until proven innocent. It don't matter who it is. As black men, we have no allies. As black men, we have no allies. Not in the black community or any community. Any woman, any police knows if you blame a black man, he's automatically guilty. And everybody will think he's guilty. And this is just the reality of being a black man in America. They always say the black woman is the most unprotected or the most disrespected. But now it's the black man. How many black men have came out and said a black woman did anything to him and she's automatically guilty? Automatically. Can a Mexican do that to a black woman? A white person? Maybe so. But any and everybody, even animals, Michael Vick, can get a black man convicted and threw in jail, no matter his status in the world. A man could be at the height. He can still go to prison behind some dogs. Everybody knows the black man is guilty until proven innocent. But there's something we can learn from this. But we're going to keep going.
Has been charged with theft by deception. According to court documents, she collected more than $40,000 through GoFundMe. Osmond is out on bond and is
40,000.
scheduled to go to court on March 5th. Let's keep in mind these charges are just allegations at this point, and she has not been convicted. However, we ask, if the allegations are proven and are true in court, how could that impact victims of assault who come forward in the future? Joining us to talk about it, publicist Brigitte Holden, attorney Ricky Hernandez, and Factor digital producer Aji Borderin. Glad to have you here on the Factor. Since Aji, you've been monitoring this for us on social media, and you brought to our attention she was in Jamaica.
Yeah, she was.
Tell us about that video she posted. How long ago did she post that video?
I want to say that was maybe about 3 to 5 days ago. So it was actually interesting because when she was supposed to turn in her, she actually agreed to turn her stuff into the police a few days ago, and she didn't show up. And that same day when she didn't show up, she posted a video talking about how much she had been through in the past year and how she was reclaiming herself and trying to pour back into herself, and she was in Jamaica. And people were saying on social media, like, are you a fugitive? Like, because you're supposed to be at the police station. So it's just kind of, you know, it's really fishy when you have somebody who's raising, you know, $40,000+ you mentioned.
42 to be
42,000, had a $10,000 bond, and they're in Jamaica right before when they're supposed to be at the police station. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff around this case that just didn't feel right from the jump, and even more so as we came into the last few days.
And Ricky Hernandez, when you look at this from a criminal perspective, what is she looking at here? What is HPD charged her with? What does that mean?
Right, so she's been charged with theft by deception. So theft is a crime that, based on basically the amount of money stolen, that's going to affect the degree of the crime, right? So with her crime in particular, she's stolen, as Brigitte said, $42,000. When you steal anywhere between $30,000 and $150,000 in the state of Texas, that's a third-degree felony. So she's looking at anywhere from a minimum of 2 years to a maximum of 10 years in the state penitentiary for this crime.
Now, if she were able to get out of it, what would she have to prove? What would her attorney have to come into court and show that she did not commit fraud or deception here?
Right, so basically the way it's written now is in the complaint, it has not been indicted yet, but is that she unlawfully appropriated basically the property of GoFundMe. So she would have to prove that she basically received the property, or in this case it's cash money. She would have to prove that she received those profits lawfully. But I mean, as it seems now, those profits were obtained by deception, and if that's the case, then she's probably guilty.
And really quick, explain for the viewer when you say she's been charged but she hasn't been indicted.
Now, the video that we're watching currently is, of course, before she's actually was indicted. I mean, found guilty. You know, because I really just wanted to go back and just kind of show y'all like how we got to where we at today. So the video I'm showing is really just before, and kind of like them outlining what's going to happen and actually what actually happened, you know, with her being found guilty. But the video I'm showing y'all is just leading up to that, and just kind of laying everything out, because a lot of people thought we were lying. When we said she was lying, when we said her story didn't make sense, we were the bad guy. Victim shaming, victim blaming, you know the usual. So the video we watching is just kind of just laying out before we even knew, you know, that she was found guilty. So I think this video is like about a year old. So we just building up, we building.
Indicted. Make the difference there. What does that mean to the average layman out there?
Right, so an indictment is really a term specific to felonies. I know it's thrown out a lot, but basically the prosecutors for the Harris County will have to prove the facts to what's called the grand jury, which is a group of 12 people from the cross-section of the community, and they will see the facts from the prosecutor's point of view, and they will decide whether or not there's enough charges or enough evidence there to move forward. And if that's the case, then they will move on with the court proceedings.
And right now, what we're looking at is investigative work by HPD or the law enforcement agency, and the DA saying, go ahead and charge her.
Correct. There's definitely enough
before the grand jury.
Yes, Isaiah, that's correct.
All right. Brigitte, how will this impact other victims in the future if we see people on social media saying, someone attacked me, they hit me with a brick, and it's because I didn't do this or that?
Well, you know, the court of public perception is always, stronger than the actual court of law. And so now when someone comes forward, whether black, white, or whatever female, people are not going to jump so soon to believe them. So it's kind of a dangerous thing. It's like, do we come to their aid, or are they crying wolf?
Mm-hmm.
That story we were told as a little kid, and so now it puts people on guard, if you will.
Wow,
do I trust this person? Are they telling the truth, or is it another brick lady? So you never know.
And of course, we covered this in the beginning.
We did.
Very convincing.
Yep, very convincing.
Crying and said no other men would come to her aid. They would only take video.
Yeah, and men were, dragged because it made it seem like men were trash because they didn't come to her aid. And a lot of times, women, I'm trying to use my words carefully, but because we're damsels in distress, if you will, men are now going to be very cautious about coming to a person's aid, a female, if they think that she's lying. So now it's not trusted.
And Aji, we talked about it in our editorial meeting in the past. Was there any other case like this, similar to this, where there was a GoFundMe or some type of allegation that you can recall?
Well, not specifically like in that same way where we're talking about being attacked, but I think right now on social media you see a lot of people who are using their life situations, whether it be being homeless on the street or going through whatever struggles, to try to raise money, and sometimes those claims are not always fully true. So it makes people kind of think harder about whether or not they want to reach out and help people, but there's still just as many people who are questioning it. There's a vast number of people who are supporting it. Even now, as Rhoda is going through all these charges, these charges, there are still people saying, well, why are y'all saying that she's wrong? Like, she still was attacked, or, she still went through these things. So I think when you have so many people who have access to your story at one time, you can find the people who will support you no matter what.
And Ricky, really quick before we close, is HPD at this point alleging nothing happened, or is this deception and misleading?
So from that perspective, basically it's alleged that she obtained the funds based on her social media posts through deception, which is basically defined in the penal code as like a statement of fact that would affect the judgment of a person, right? So when you're saying, claims such as I was hit in the face with a brick, I need money for my hospital bills, when I think video evidence shows, as we were just saying, that wasn't the case. I think that's a perfect, example of deception.
All right. We want to thank you all for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored.
Tired of having to stream in 720p in StreamYard or having to pay more to get 1080p quality? We got you. Start using EVMux, which is a web-based live streaming tool that allows you to be able to stream and record in 1080p full HD.
God damn. I'm over here being clumsy as hell. But ain't that crazy though? That somebody would go through all of that just to get a few dollars, just to try to deceive some folks. But we're going to go to the next video. I got to take care of something right quick.
It's a black person that they think is a scammer, but you have these white police officers who unalived black children and made $1 million and had a GoFundMe, and they did not bring that energy to these people that hate us. And that's what really upsets me about my people. And I tell this to every single person that has an issue with you, that try to get you shut down. I'm like, how dare y'all come at this black woman and y'all don't even have the facts.
Hey, what's up? What's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned into Neek at Night. And it looks like they finally got a hold of Rhoda. She surrendered to the police, and she was able to get a $10,000 bond. Now, we're going to go all over the details right after we hear a little bit more about her little rant.
And y'all,
And you
we
got these
also
white
say that
police officers out here.
black people, we love scamming. We talk about scamming all the time. Since when do we have a problem with scamming? Last time I checked, I want black people to scam. They scammed us.
Child, shout out to Martin Lewis for always getting the Rhoda clips, and he always got them on clutch. Definitely check out Martin Lewis Resurrected because that is where that clip came from. Now, let's proceed. So, as I said, she was booked and released on a $10,000 bond. But before she got booked, she had herself a little rant and some things that she really wanted to get off of her chest. Now, I was able to gather some of her rant from Martin. So let's get on into what she said, and then we'll get on into these details. All right, so I tried to screenshot as many receipts as I could from Martin's video. Hopefully, I was able to catch them and in order. But let's read through it. And again, this is her rant right before she turned herself in, like a day before she turned herself in, and things that she had to get off her chest. So she started out the rant by saying, "This is sick. Clearly, I'm being targeted. I'm willing to turn myself in. I am not on the run. I am simply getting my affairs in order. I am a mother with a child. I am being hunted like a slave when white people do this all the time and no one bats an eye. What is happening to me is a course in gender and oppression. I am a poor refugee, Muslim, queer, disabled woman. I am being dogpiled and attacked from so many angles. I am unprotected and left for it. I want to see my day in court. I have always showed up and will continue to show up. They want me to unalive me. They're inviting violence against me. I am getting thousands of threats. I am afraid for my life. They want me to unalive myself. I will not. I am being criminalized for retribution. This is inhumane,
And I just, I'm gonna get back to that. But literally, she hit every group that she could. She said she's disabled. She's LGBTQ. She's an immigrant. Man, she made sure that she hit the trifecta. And another thing what she said is that that it's okay to scam. You should scam. And I'm like, how does somebody even get the galls and the nerve to even say that and even say it in public? Like, she was just so sure she was about to scam people, get people money, and get away with it. And it's just, oh yeah, single mother too. God can't leave that out. I mean, she made sure that she hit all the marginalized groups to make sure she get that paper. But everybody know you just can't be black. That's not enough. Being black ain't gonna get you the sympathy that you're looking for. Ain't gonna get you enough money that you look. So you just can't say you black. That's not gonna work. You gotta add other groups to your oppression, and that's what she did. But you know what? We're gonna keep going because this lady, the lady that we're watching, she pulling receipts. She got a lot of information, and she pulling receipts. And we gonna take our time. We're gonna go through this. We're gonna watch some videos. Hey, we're taking a deep dive into the brick lady.
unethical and callous, corrupt, and deplorable. They treated me like I'm OJ and I'm unalived a woman. Meanwhile, I suffered blunt force trauma and assault. And because immediately after the trauma, I didn't remember the details correctly, I am now America's most wanted. Does this not concern the good people of America? I haven't seen propaganda like this since, never mind. That's all y'all do. Shame. I am not on the run, but you guys are targeting me and your for black women is seething. Black people's participation in the violence against me, shame on you. I have always showed up for you. I will continue to show up for you. This is for you. I won't let them intimidate millions of Black women to be abused and silenced through me. Now, I'm going to pause reading her little rant right there.
To start a podcast with Riverside, all you need is a concept and a way to record it. Here's how it works.
And honestly, I think that when she was in whatever country she came from, wherever she came from, I think she read a couple books on slavery and she wanted to come over here. And in my opinion, I think she's being, you know, her own type of Rosa Parks in her own way. Like everything is an injustice because she read it in the history books. And now she's coming to set things right. Like that's kind of what it feels like. She feels like she is going to be this person in the history books to change racism for everybody. And it's like it exists, but it's like you're creating situations that might not all the way be that, because you're just an unlikable person and people just don't gravitate to you, period. But let's continue. So she said, we are not going back 100 years. I am brave and I am faithful and I believe in justice. Olan committed a crime, not me, but I will turn myself in due process. I believe in the people. Why does she refuse to charge him? I've retained a lawyer and I am making steps to do what I always do, the right thing. You unethical journalists, just kidding, illiterate bloggers, abuser apologists, abusers, bullies, kids cannot relate. I am getting my affairs in order, making sure my son is safe, and I have been vomiting and suffering panic attacks for over 24 hours, as this is very re-traumatizing and frightening.
And see, so now you have panic attacks, you're vomiting, you afraid. Hit all the talking points to make sure you get that paper. I think it's kind of like trauma bonding, where you know exactly what to say, exactly what to do to get other women that may have actually, truthfully had despicable things done to them, but you know how to tap into them, how to speak to their pain. Fathers, brothers who may have had that done to a female family member, and the whole time she just trying to get paper. She ain't no Rosa Parks. She's what she is, a scammer. She's not trying to tap into Rosa Parks. She's not trying to tap into Sir John Truth. She's not trying to tap into, Black women that fought the fight. No, she's trying to get some paper so she can take a flight. She ain't fighting a fight. She's trying to take a flight. Yeah. So now she knew what she was doing. She was a scammer. Always been a scammer. And what happens to scammers? They end up in a slammer. Scammers end up in a slammer. Let's keep going, because this chick is pulling out all kind of receipts. She ain't messing around.
The reason so many people are coming at me is because they are Olan Douglas. They have assaulted women. They have actually assaulted women. They have abused power. They are afraid that I will empower millions of women to speak out on the millions of men getting away with abuse. See, this is like a Jussie Smollett situation where Jussie Smollett thought where he was standing up and making a stance for Black people and trying to do this whole thing that backfired. And that's literally what this is given. Like, she wants to be the face of the women, Million Woman March or something. You know what I'm saying? That's like literally what it's given. If they silence me, they will silence millions of women. Okay? And it's cool to be that type of person if you want to be like the Rosa Parks of our generation, or you really put forth the effort to be a social justice warrior. Cool. But you don't. Well, y'all owe child support, which I will post, and a few of y'all are violating right now. How you know? I know her name. I'm resourceful and petty as y'all. Y'all post about me, I'll post about you, and I'll call her too. Also, why Olan allegedly spreading, and then she got the germ emoji, and he's on Hinge trying to do more harm. She then says, people are going to my job, house, and family threatening assault. We can't call the police for protection. Telling y'all is a joke because y'all treating me like y'all the K. The precedent to assault me without consequences is set up by HPD. My face hasn't even healed yet. I can't have another concussion. Please, God, protect me. And then it says, I'm righteously angry after you all scam people with lies and use my pain to make money online. Y'all are lying about me again. 95% of the stories circulating are completely false. Y'all came back for round 2. My pain is financial gain for y'all. It's internet fodder. It's a joke. Y'all are criminals, immoral. Y'all are monsters. What y'all are doing to me is evil. Why do y'all refuse to see me as a victim? Even with my face brutalized in the hospital in tears, y'all hate black women so much, and this is so frightening. We are officially in a sunken place. I will not lie that people don't automatically believe black women, and this is why I feel like the more we make an example out of people who flip, lie, and twist stories, the better that we can come forward and everybody can band together on real stories. Like when you have so many.
And we are supposed to believe all women because of what? Nah. They want us to be crash test dummies out here. I think I think I think that's what it is. They want us to be crash test dummies. For what reasons? I don't know. But I would ask y'all, looking at this Rhoda Osmond brick lady situation, would you put it in the comments? Would you put your life on the line for a random woman? Not your child, not a close relative, not your wife, a random woman, would you put your life on the line for? I'm not doing it. Nope. I love myself. Uh, I'm not gonna lie. And I don't see anything wrong with a man putting himself first. Because you always gotta ask yourself, will she do the same for you? We're all human. You know, red and yellow, black and white. We are all precious in this sight. So, nah. If me being a man doesn't make me superior to you, me being a man doesn't mean that I gotta lose my life for you either. No. Self love is important, man. We're allowed to have it too. We are. We are allowed to love ourselves. We do not have to be crash test dummies. We ain't Superman. We ain't none of us made to steal. Love yourself. Love your life. Don't put your life on the line for a stranger.
Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch, and they don't give a fuck. Yeah, this man hit me, grabbed a rock, and it hit me in my face because I would have given him my number. And all y'all just watch. Y'all see that shit? Y'all see that shit? What do y'all do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man and fucking do something. Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face?
When you watch that video, you notice her face is swollen, but there's no scratches, no tears, no blood. Just a swole face, no scratches, no tear, no blood, but it came from a brick. No, that literally makes no sense. And that's what we was trying to say the whole time. Like there was literally no evidence. And why did she say men? Why did she say black men? Because I'm pretty sure there was more than just black men around in that area. But she made sure to specifically say black men. First of all, she a lesbian, so she don't give two S's about men anyway. And black men is just icing on the cake. But she knew to say black men was standing around. Black men assaulted her. Why? Because it's true until proven it's not. That's how she knew to say that. I don't care what nobody say. There's been a wedge drawn between black men and black women. It ain't nothing new. It's just the internet put it on Front Street. But she knew. That's all she had to do is say black man hurt me. And black men, black women, and everybody was going to have her back, as they did. And a few that was brave enough to speak out that she's lying, that said, hold on, this don't make sense. We were demonized. We were misogynists. Yeah, we don't protect our women. We protect the women we love, though, not strangers. We took a lot of backlash for just asking. How y'all know she ain't lying? This one dude told me, if she crying, she lying. If you see tears, it ain't real. I know that don't rhyme, but you know what I mean.
If you can't quit the P word, I want to let you know that scripture tells us that.
What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this?
You've probably seen the viral brick lady claiming a man hit her in the face with a brick. Now, that man is telling his side of the story.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
You're watching Fox 26 Crime Files. I'm Abigail Dye. That video went crazy online, and this woman who made more than $40,000 off a GoFundMe is charged, accused of making the whole thing up. Her real name is Rhoda Osmond. She claimed a man hit her with a brick because she wouldn't give him her number. She posted the video months ago, and it went viral.
I never did anything in my life to hurt anybody. Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no.
She ended up stacking up more than $42,000 on a GoFundMe with the story. Now it's called a total scam. Court records say Osmond called police reporting the incident, saying Olin Douglas was the man who hit her. But she changed her story multiple times, and police say they got security video of the incident that showed Osmond hitting Douglas, then Douglas hitting her back, saying the video didn't match Osmond's claims. The document goes on to say this isn't Osmond's first scam, saying in 2020 she made a GoFundMe claiming a man hit her in Minneapolis. But police there say there's no record of her being assaulted. Osmond is now charged with theft by deception. At this time, I am joined now by the man accused of throwing the brick, Olin Douglas. Thanks for being here. I know
thank you for having me.
Of course. I know it's been a couple crazy months for you. So first, just tell us, how did you meet Osmond?
Well, originally we was at I was at a club called Liquid Lounge. Mm-hmm. At the time, I was in my section, and the first time I met her is I seen her. She was standing up, and she had a ski mask on that showed her eyes.
In the club, was wearing a ski mask, a full face covering ski mask.
Yeah, it was like a designer ski mask, so it kind of matched the outfit.
Okay, interesting.
And you can only see her eyes, but it was kind of cool. So she was with her friend, actually. Mm-hmm. So when I went and approached her, I said, hey, would you like to sit down? When she kind of came to my section, she was like, I'm not going to sit down because, unless all these girls leave. So then I told her, well, I guess you're going to be standing up. And that was the first interaction. Mm-hmm. And from there, I seen her when we were leaving. So I've never heard her, I've never met her before after that. I never even got her name in that situation.
And so that was the same night that this alleged brick assault happened. Now let's fast forward to that. Tell me your side of the story. What happened?
So what actually happened is that when we went outside, we went outside together. So I seen her outside, and then we were with a group of people. So we were saying that we're gonna go to an after-hour spot, and do y'all wanna ride with us to the after-hour spot? So at this time, as we were walking, she actually started trying to get in fights with the other female that we were with, right? So because the girl looked at her. So at that moment, I thought that was kind of weird.
Okay, so she was being a little aggressive in nature.
She's being very aggressive, very just loud and kind of combative to
and
other
still,
people.
this is a stranger to you.
Yeah,
this is someone you had just met.
Yeah, this is someone we just met. So we're in a little group. So she kind of chased that girl off the group, and then as we're going into the car to go to get ready to go to after hour, we went inside, and then as we're in the car, she kept just being really loud. And not only that, unfortunately, my friend wasn't really feeling her friend. So, I just asked her to leave. Hey, if you don't mind, can you just leave? So from asking her to leave, she got really angry and aggressive. She started kicking me at the point where I'm getting out the car to let her out. But as soon as I let her outside the car, she instantly starts hitting me. So she hit me one time, and then she was going to hit me again. And then I try to block it. And from blocking it, that's when, as you could see on the video footage, I had a water bottle in my hand. So I hit her right here on the face. I kind of what's it called?
Reacted?
Yeah,
just
I just kind of reacted
instinctually?
really quickly. And from there, she didn't want to, she kept trying to follow me and fight me. So that's when I had to actually go into another vehicle that my friends were at on the side of us to kind of leave the situation.
Yeah, and like you said, the security video, according to the court records, does indicate that you hit her.
Yeah.
And I know that many people will think, was there another way to diffuse that situation? Like, what do you have to say about that?
Well, I really try to defend her from hitting me again because she was continuously hitting me. So unfortunately, I just reacted really quickly, and I hit her, and then it stopped her though. I mean, it stopped her from consistently hitting me, and then I walked away, which I would try to walk away, and she kept following me. So that's why I had to go to another vehicle.
Self-defense.
Why is everyone using ninja transfers?
Ninja transfers
Self-defense is real.
is definitely killing them.
And so it was self-defense in your
Correct.
eyes. Yeah.
Exactly.
And I will be clear that the report says that the video does not reflect what Osmond told police. So as we were talking earlier, she does have a huge swollen face in this video. Do you have any idea where that came from or any theories?
Yeah, so the theory that I have is that, because you have to understand, I did not realize any of this happened until it went viral. I didn't even recognize her as it went viral because I've never actually seen her whole face.
Interesting.
So when it got viral and my name started getting brought up, that's when, I recollected, like, okay, this is what happened. So I feel like she went to the club like that. She went outside like that because the thing is,
and that's why she was wearing the ski mask in your head.
The club was beyond capacity. She was standing up, and I know she had to be hot. Yet she had it on the entire time. Went outside, had it on the entire time. And then after that event, had it on the entire time. And it wasn't until this event went viral that she took her mask off.
And I know your name was mentioned in the police reports and the court records and everything, but it seems like it was brought up before then. Was she saying your name on social media and things like that?
So she she described me to the security guard. The security guard recognized my face, and she's already known my name since the first day. So what was odd about that is that if you already knew my name and my information, when you spoke to the cops and documented that, the 2 or 3 stories that she had, which I believe one of the stories is that I was an Uber driver, try to kidnap her.
Yeah, I remember seeing some of that in the court records. She had changed her story multiple times to police, and the court records reflect that.
Right. So I'm thinking that if you already knew my name, that's pretty weird that you're making up that type of story.
And this is done by a black woman.
Yeah. So that is kind of how. She knew my name from the security guard that was working.
Yeah, and so how has this affected you? What kind of repercussions have you been dealing with?
It's been, I never like to consider myself a victim.
But you were.
It seems like
Hold on.
my character has been.
And it's like, why don't he feel comfortable saying that he's a victim? We're humans. Men can be victims as well. But just like you heard him say, he didn't even feel comfortable saying he's a victim. Why? Because as men, we're brainwashed. We're really brainwashed to believe that we can't be victims. But we can. We can be victims. And sometimes women are the aggressors. And we have no choice but to defend ourselves. It's a whole lot of men out there that's been put in crazy situations by women, but our pride and pretty much what we've been taught won't allow us to speak up in our own behalf. And if you don't, sometimes you can end up in a way more or way worse situation. Yes, man, you can be victims at the hands of a woman. Yes, you can. And you better speak up. Because if she beats you to it, you're guilty until proven innocent. You're not innocent until proven guilty. So, man, you got to speak up.
Slandered.
Yeah.
At the very beginning, I was basically scared for my freedom and my life, because assault, kidnapping, just everything she said wasn't something to play with. This was, I was going to, that is something that you go to jail, prison for a very long time. And just, I'm gonna be honest, a black guy saying you hit someone with a brick, 9 times out of 10, you're going to go to jail immediately. Go to jail first, and then questions a little bit later, they'll figure it out. So for the first 2 months, I was scared. I was nervous. And I think the biggest part was knowing that it wasn't true and not being able to speak out. Not being able to tell my story.
That had to be really hard because it was all on social media, and it was just like this big social media circus. There wasn't really a platform for that. And I mean, how does that make you feel, knowing that a stranger, according to you, completely targeted you to make you the crux of the story?
Well, not only I was scared for myself at the time, but after this event happened, talking to other, men, this happens a lot. This isn't, it's not abnormal, and that's sad. And what's even sadder is the people that make these false allegations, they're never proven accountable for it.
Because
once you find out, it usually gets swept under the rug.
Right, and so in this case, she's charged with the theft for the GoFundMe, but not for lying or slandering you. So how do you feel about?
She hit me first,
Right.
So
And so how do you feel about that? Do you feel like there should be some kind of legal process to bring justice for
of course.
The slander?
Of course.
That's something I'm working on right now. I'm actually starting I'm trying to facilitate how to get that done at the moment. Because at first, to be honest, I wasn't. But what really inspired me is the men that have, messaged me, DM me, called me and said that, you need to make her accountable.
Yep.
Because this
Gotta
happens too
hold her
much
accountable.
and nothing
You have to.
happens.
Yeah.
And, that really inspired me to actually seek whatever I can seek or do whatever I can do to really make her fully accountable for this.
Interesting. Well, we're coming up on time here. Is there anything else that you want to add to the situation?
I would just say the people that's watching this is before you believe something.
Okay, speak on it.
Before but before you invest your time and energy in someone or something, just do your research. Like, investigate. Like, don't always take whatever's on the internet because you're changing someone's life. Someone's life can change. Someone's life can be altered. Someone's going to lose something at the end of the day based on a false reality and a false narrative. So I just want to make sure that, just moving forward, just do your research. Look at everything, instead of being kind of emotional, and just kind of be rational or logical about the situation.
Yeah, don't jump to conclusions.
Right, that is exactly it.
Well, very well said. Thank you so much, Olan, for being on the show and talking and telling your side of the story. We appreciate that.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
I just like a couple of months ago, a black woman on TikTok had said something about me, and I made a video in response to her, and that was misogyny because I didn't make no video responses for knuckleheads like him.
What did she
because
say?
I didn't make because knuckleheads like this guy have been bothering me forever, and I've never made a response video for them.
No.
So what she's saying is that because she responded to a woman that had an opinion regarding a ridiculous brick situation, that is misogyny.
God damn.
First and foremost, shout out to the queen of accountability, the celebrity podcast right up here on YouTube, for giving us yet another update to the Rhoda Brickface Osmond situation. If you're unfamiliar, she was the lovely young lady that claimed that she got hit in the face with a brick as other black men stood back and watched her, if not laughed at her, then created a GoFundMe generating over $40,000 and then came under scrutiny for potential fraud. Now she's being charged for it. I wanted to go up this quick update in regards to what's going on with her cases, because so many of you guys continue to ask me. The Rhoda case is coming to a close soon. They're in the final phase. Her next court date, she can plead or go to trial, or the case could get dismissed. The courts have given her 2 court dates, one for the felony theft, the $40,000 for the GoFundMe, and then the other one is the misdemeanor for giving a false name to a peace officer, right? The 2 cases, one is going to be on the 7th of January, and the other one's going to be on the 8th of January. It's going to be an interesting 2 days for her. Both are criminal cases. In Texas, if she goes to trial and she loses, she will face 2 to 10 years for the fraud, right? Because we determined that it was $40,000 worth of fraud is a felony. If she loses her misdemeanor case for giving the false name, she could face up to 180 days in jail, all right? Now, within that, she was already on probation as a lengthy criminal record. If she goes to trial, there's a possibility that I may have to testify. If you guys remember during that whole situation, the brick-faced woman actually threatened Daphne, posted it publicly to her Instagram. So they may have to subpoena Celebrity Podcast to come up and to give a statement. So let's hope that she takes the plea deal. Stay tuned. So recently, this lovely young woman went up to the Anton Daniels show where they conduct group discussions. She went up on there to just have a regular conversation regarding pop culture topics today. So the conversation initially starts out on this TikTok viral thing of 50-50 relationships, but then it goes extremely downhill from then. And the reason I want to go over that is that it continues to show the type of behavior or demeanor that young men today should stay 1,000 feet from. So listen up, pay attention, and let's get active. With without further ado, so Brickaholic is right down here on the lower left, and she has now entered into the 50-50 conversation. Hello.
All right. Well, we came up on an hour, and I really don't like going past an hour, so I'm just gonna wrap this up. You know, as you've seen, she was convicted, but no jail time, and no jail time, and no jail time. Can I just say this again? No jail time. How the hell do you lie? Try to get a man convicted, find guilty in a court of law, and get no jail time. Guys, be careful. Be careful. Be careful. It's not a crime to lie on us. They get a slap on the wrist and keep it pushing. The moral of the story is, black man, you can't be comfortable around anyone. Anyone. No matter if it's a black woman, white woman, Mexican woman, no woman. No, you can't be comfortable. Maybe your wife, quite possibly your kids. But men, understand, there's no law against a woman falsely accusing you of anything. There's nothing. It's really not much that can protect us as men. These women know they can falsely accuse us of anything, and we're going to be guilty unless I guess Tory Lanez didn't have any videos showing that he didn't shoot Meg Thee Stallion. Just think how many men are behind bars or jail because of a woman lying. Men, protect yourself at all costs. This could have been you. This could have been me. This could have been a loved one. We do not have the time to let our guards down. We don't. The brick lady, she got caught. And glad she did. But there's thousands and thousands that didn't. Thank y'all for watching the cool reviews. Just wanted to talk about this brick lady situation and tell fellas, protect yourself at all costs. Like, share, subscribe. It's your boy, the cool reviews. I'm out. And hey, don't quit. You might be good at it.